Joining us now is American Federation of Teachers President and Hillary Clinton supporter Randi Weingarten. Welcome.
It's great to be here.
It is great to have you here. I mean, this is a huge morning. I actually said to you during the commercial break, where do we begin? I mean, there's just so much. First to Hillary, because you do support Hillary Clinton. You continue to support Hillary Clinton, despite the email scandal.
Look, you know,
controversy, I'll say.
The Justice Department last week just cleared her and said it was absolutely appropriate. She could erase her personal emails. She could.
Well, she hasn't been cleared. The investigation is ongoing.
But what I'm saying is the Justice Department, who's been looking through all this, she said that she didn't either send or receive classified emails when she was Secretary of State.
Are you comfortable, though, with the fact that she made this decision and is calling it a failure in judgment? Clearly something she should have known was not the thing to do.
So when Colin Powell and Condi Rice used personal emails, and which is what they did when they were Secretary of State, I think what's happened is that we today know a whole lot more about emails than you did about 8 years ago. And frankly, people, you know, everybody who was in and around government knew she used this kind of server. It was open, it was transparent, but the bottom line is this. She's said it wasn't the right thing to do. She's apologized for it. Frankly, this week, finally, lots of the things that she stands for is finally getting into the public press. And you see a change in terms of what's happening in terms of the CNN poll, you know, people shifting, listening to her, because what she's focused on is how do you fight for working families? How do you make sure that the economy works for all?
And do you think she's the best candidate to fight for the middle class?
Absolutely.
What about Bernie Sanders? He seems to be rising in the polls, and this New Hampshire rally over the weekend, he's garnered a lot more support at that particular rally at the same place that Hillary Clinton was 2 days later, 2 days before, than she did. What's happening there?
Actually, they were both there at the same time. And frankly, I have a lot of members in my union, got a lot of members who support and love Hillary, got some members who support and love Bernie. This is what people love about Bernie. In some ways, it's the same thing as with what people love about Donald Trump. They're so frustrated because of what's happening with the economy. They want to shake it up. And frankly, given what's happened in the middle class, we should shake it up. But the bottom line is who can actually get something done? When President Obama came in 2008, a lot of people, the economy was in the dumps. We needed to shake it up. What's happened is the economy has gotten better, but we need to make it better for every middle class family.
And I'm going to paraphrase something that the Wall Street Journal wrote after the teachers union endorsed Hillary back in July, that essentially on the surface, it looks like the understanding will be she will funnel more money to the union, but not tassel you on tenure and charter schools, that she will back the status quo, which is less choice in terms of schools, which is less teacher accountability.
Frankly, the status quo right now is test and sanction. Frankly, the status quo has been, we've had a lot of charters for the last 20 years. We've had a lot of testing for the last 20 years, and it hasn't moved the needle. What we need to do in education, and if you know Hillary Clinton, you saw her in terms of what she does for the last 20, 30 years on education. We need to make sure that every kid gets a chance. Frankly, I'm tired of hearing that teachers don't want to be part of the solution. Even Ronald Reagan in 1983, when he spoke to the AFT, understood that we were part of the solution. We got to all be in there actually helping every kid.
Would you agree that some teachers are part of the problem?
I would agree that that tenure should not be a job for life, and it should be about due process. And that if somebody can't teach, they shouldn't be there. We got to treat people fairly because what teachers do is we got to figure out how to engage with every single child every single day. So there needs to be a lot more rigor. There needs to be a lot more engagement, but there needs to be a lot more collaboration. So the bottom line is, yes, we need more funding for high-risk schools. We need lower class size. We need more engagement. We need to stop the test and punish stuff.
We've got to go. But what do you make of Hillary over the weekend quickly saying, I'm a real person on Face of the Nation when she was asked to say 3 things that define her?
Look, she's been in the public eye for 40 years, but this is what I remember most about Hillary Clinton right after 9/11. walking through those piles and doing everything in her power to help get the people who are on those piles the health care they need. That's who she is.
She's got a big problem on her hands. This email controversy is not going away anytime soon. But meanwhile, as we sit here on a business program, Wall Street continues to support her. Many of her biggest backers have sat right here and said that they've got unwavering support for her. And that if the money keeps coming, that campaign's going to keep going. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
All right.